What a beautiful backyard you have.
Thank you.
How long have you been living here?
Been here 3 years.
3 years.
And we're standing inside your chicken coop right now. When did you decide to get chickens?
Almost a year ago now, a friend of mine was getting into the hot tub game. And so he had a chicken coop when he bought the house that was there pre-existing with a couple chickens. And he was just looking to rehome them in the chicken coop. And that was kind of where we all started from with this.
A year ago with 2 birds.
And you were the willing friend.
We were
Yes.
the very willing friend. And we had talked about getting chickens. And when he kind of offered them up as an option, we jumped on it.
Yeah, I find that as I talk to people in the community, there's quite a few chickens out there, and lots of people have them. How many chickens do you currently have?
So we have 11 almost full-grown hens in here, and then we have 5 littles in another area.
Do you know what breeds you have?
We do.
We have quite a mix. So we have Leghorns, Rhode Island Reds, Silver Wyandottes. We've got Barred Rock. We have a Well Summer. We have a Silky.
Black Copper Marin, Marin
Missouri
Moran.
Jaeger, Usaba Jaeger. We have a whole mix variety of
Yeah,
breeds.
that's one of the exciting things about being a backyard hen enthusiast. As you learn more about the breeds, there are really a lot of varieties that you could be interested in.
We kind of opted for having a lot of variance in the flock, for variance of personalities, variance of egg colors,
production.
variance of production. Yeah, so you can have a bird that doesn't lay as many eggs, but you have a absolutely amazing layer, and it kind of offsets.
Do you have some names for some of your hens?
We do. So Blanche is our Leghorn. Midge, we have Stella, Piper, Sadie, Viv, and Lucy. We have Bernie, Zoe, and Cha-Cha in this group.
Well, they're like your children.
They are.
I like to ask that question because I remind people that the hens are actually pets. And
They are.
and
They
they
are.
make wonderful pets.
They are.
They
do.
really do.
Do you have a favorite hen? And if so,
Oh.
why?
I don't want them to hear me, but Blanche is my favorite. She's actually one of the 2 that we got from our friends. And she's a Leghorn, and she just has all the personality, and she rules the roost here in the coop. So she's my favorite.
Yep. And those leghorns are good layers too.
They are. Yeah, she lays gorgeous white eggs.
She's a very prolific.
Layer. Yeah.
What chores do you have to do to maintain your backyard flock? Because I noticed standing here, there's no smell.
Right.
There's no issues with flies. It's a very, actually, it's one of the most comfortable spots in your backyard.
Oh,
It is,
yeah,
as
and it's
far as
shaded.
the shade.
Yeah, so are there chores or maintenance things that
Absolutely.
you have to do?
So we do clean out the coop at least once a month, which isn't difficult, and it provides support for our compost. We do refill. We actually put in feeders, which you'll see, I'm sure, here in a bit. And that's probably, I don't know, maybe once a month as well. The water is probably maybe once a month and a half. And then inside of the actual hen house as well. The hens, I mean, they're not too much work. We do like to let them out in the evenings, but that's by choice. And, we kind of hang out in the yard with them. And, I mean, other than that, I don't think we have a whole lot more errands or chores.
Everything that in the coop design from ground up has kind of been to make it as easy as possible for maintenance. Large feeding tubes so that not every day you're having to worry about putting
Some
scratch
water.
out for them. Every day they get some clippings from the garden, but we don't have to focus on feeding food every day. The large waterer is great, but that's going away as soon as they transition over to their poultry nipple system, which then means that we have to fill up 1 water gallon or 1 water jug every month or so. So trying to minimize our impact and the necessity of the chores with the chickens is as big of a deal as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, so it sounds like they really are low maintenance and pretty easy to manage.
Yes.
To hear. Would you give us a tour of your coop?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll step off to the side.
Yeah. You want to walk me through the setup?
Yeah, so our setup here is a 8-foot by 12-foot run, and then underneath the hen house, which gives another 5 by 7-foot square footage area. So what we did was we enclosed everything, built our hen house, of which has 3 large nesting bars. We'll show you guys in there. but it was designed to give enough room for them to run around, maintain, hobbies for them to stay active, whether it's their chicken swing, their mirror, their toys that they peck at. They have several different levels that they can jump on, and they do. The rock just happened to be here when we put in the chicken run, and so we just left it, and they hop all over it. We operate with 4-inch PVC feeding tubes, and that provides a system where we can easily top fill, let the chicken grit drain down in there. Works out really, really well. Our initial watering system was just the traditional 6-gallon poultry feeder. We're transitioning out of that and going to a poultry nipple system, which is under the hen house. We'll walk around and show you guys that. And then the other main thing that we have in here is an automatic chicken door from Chicken Guard. We did have an issue initially with some raccoons getting in and around the coop, so putting in a door that's on a timer, which comes down, locks, secures your flock in at night, and then it opens every morning for them. So it's just an added little piece of security.
We did build the garden boxes for the shade.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And then so when we go out and around, I'll let you talk about that.
Awesome. So in the front here, we did build just a large.
High-tech stuff going on here.
We did build a large garden box just to provide some shade, some natural shade coverage. We learned a lot from Stephen Cornett at Nature's Always Right, and he just showed us how easy it is to grow passion fruit as a natural shade cover for your chicken coop. So we actually just put this in a couple of months ago. We already have passion fruit, and it's already up to the rooftop, and we're in triple-digit heat. So it's great to be able to provide some coverage for the chickens, and then also some fruit and flowers just for ourselves as well.
Mm-hmm. So then coming around here, we'll see if anyone's inside right now.
Oh, Penny's still laying an egg.
Oh. So we have, like I was saying, 3 nesting bars in there. This is a 5-foot wide coop by 7 foot deep. We do have the potential for putting in 1 more nesting bar up front. We just haven't gotten there yet. Maybe when we add the next 5 birds in. In the back of the coop, we do have 5 nesting boxes, 12-inch by 12-inch by 12-inch, with a slanted roof on it to hopefully discourage any chickens from sleeping on top of their nesting boxes. We've noticed that when we put in kind of the teenage age chickens, they like to go up there on the nesting box, but as soon as they get full grown, they leave sitting on top of the nesting boxes and they go solely to their bars. We utilize 2x3s for our nesting bars. I know that there's a lot of discussion about 2x4s versus 2x3s.
There's even discussion about rounded or square.
Yeah, dowels.
We went back and forth on it.
All of the kind of research that was given, again, Stephen Cornett was the one who was a big proponent for the 2x3, and then we kind of read some of the stuff and opted for that 2x3 because chickens are flat-footed creatures. Mm-hmm. So as opposed to doing a round dowel, we kind of thought, and then 2x4 is a little bit too wide for them. So it's a little more, it works.
Yes.
It works well.
It's comfortable.
Yeah.
We did also provide, we decided to go with ventilation at the top. We put an vent on the side wall, and then also drilled some ventilation on the other side just with the heat here in the valley. We wanted to ensure we had a lot of ventilation for the birds to stay cool throughout the day. So, and the evening time when they're in the
Yep.
house.
And then winter time, we have a board that goes in here and latches in so that we can seal it off to provide more warmth in the winter time.
Keep the draft out.
Yeah, and obviously we're in summer months, so we actually want that breeze to come in. And the coop is designed in a north-south aspect. So we get the breeze in through that opening, actually pushes air through. Kind of the same thing happens when we move these trash cans out of the way on breezy days. Breeze comes in underneath the coop, clears everything out there. We just kind of got lucky. This is our watering system. This is I believe it's a 60-gallon food grade drum, of which we piped into and ran a pressure reducing valve, and I believe I've got 5 or 6 poultry nipples underneath there. So that's a self-feeding gravity watering system. The chickens will just poke up at the poultry nipple, water comes out. Again, it's all for ease of, not having to do chicken chores on a daily basis. We want it to be as simple, as streamlined of a process as possible. And then you got your nesting box.
Yeah, Penny's in there right now laying an egg, so I'm just trying to be careful here not to disturb her, but there actually are a couple of eggs in here. Hi, Penny. So our leghorn laid this gorgeous large white egg. This is cream. This is probably from our silver Wyandotte. So 2 eggs. We usually get about between 6 and 8 eggs a day.
Well, and I pulled 2 others already this morning.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
we're on track for 6 for the day at least.
And that's the coop.
What do you like best about having hens as pets?
Probably the entertainment. They provide a lot of great entertainment.
I call it chicken TV.
Oh yes, they're a lot of fun. So I mean, they're great for the just the benefits that they provide to our farm as well. But absolutely, just the entertainment.
So you've mentioned the garden and composting, and you have the hens, and I call that the triangle of healthy hobbies.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you definitely are right in the middle of that triangle.
We're trying. It's nice when, you pull out, I think last weekend she pulled out a bunch of beans. And, we can throw the bean greens straight in the compost pile, or we can throw the beans straight in the chicken coop, let the chickens break it down, have a natural recycling system there, and then when we clean out the coop, we've just kind of taken the food full circle at that point.
Yes.
And then eventually it winds up back in the garden as compost, so it kind of creates a perfect circle.
One of the benefits of the backyard hens is what we call these biorecyclers. And their ability to break down that green waste is a real benefit to your home, your garden, and also to the city.
Absolutely.
Do you have any funny stories to share with us about your chickens?
I think Ryan was actually talking to the neighbors, and they had mentioned that they really enjoy the entertainment of hearing me talk to them in the evenings. So not only are the birds entertainment for us, our neighbors get the benefit of the eggs from our birds, and then just hearing us play with the chickens.
I have to constantly remind her that she sounds like the crazy chicken
The
lady.
crazy chicken lady. But I love them, yeah.
Well, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Get over here, there's nothing, you're not running that way.
Yeah.
And as I talk to people in the community, I hear more and more stories about how their neighbors appreciate the backyard hens and see them as a benefit and a positive for the community. So I'm glad that's been your experience too. Do you have any favorite egg dishes? And if so, what are they?
You want to take that one?
Ooh.
He must be the cook in the family.
He is.
I mean, honestly, my biggest use of these chickens' eggs is every week I'm taking eggs into work, and whether it's scrambled eggs or just breakfast eggs, sunny side up, over easy, whatever. We never have a shortage of eggs, and we also never waste eggs either, because we're always either giving them to someone or eating them ourselves. But
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone that was planning to start their own backyard flock?
Just from personal experience, I would probably ensure that you have your coop in before you get your chickens. We got the 2 chickens from our friends. We took their setup essentially, and it would have been a lot easier just to build our own, right? And really have it designed and laid out. We jumped on the opportunity instead. So, make sure you plan and prepare. That way you have happy, healthy chickens.
Yeah, I like to remind people too, it's not just getting chickens, it's really thinking through how many do you want and how many do you really need.
yeah, we kind of crunched some numbers with square footage and kind of came up with what can we fit feasibly in our hen house, and how many nesting boxes do you need, and designed everything around that, and kind of came up with 16 was a good number. It fit our nesting requirements, it fit our nesting bar requirement, it fit our square footage. So there is some math calculations that people have to do when designing their coop.
And I like to point out, with you having that many hens, there's not an odor in this coop.
No.
There's not an issue with flies. There certainly isn't a noise issue. They're very quiet. And it's a pleasant place to be.
They're definitely behaving right now. They're very quiet.
Is there anything you would like to say to our city council members?
Yeah. Backyard hen keeping is not only a fun family hobby, it's a great educational tool, fantastic resource for people to create and sustain their own food sources. But beyond that, it's a great hobby that anyone is capable of enjoying. It's non-socioeconomic based. It has nothing to do with station in life. It's just a great hobby that anyone can partake in and enjoy.
And what do you like best about your chickens?
The personalities. I would say though, at least for us, it's the personalities of all the different hens. But a lot of folks do really enjoy the different types of eggs that we're able to provide. I mean, we sell a lot of eggs. We're able to hand them out to folks faster than we can produce them. So I think folks just like to see the variety and the fact that you're getting fresh eggs.
Yeah.
Right, but I think me personally, it's the personalities of our
Yeah,
pets.
and that's what it is for me also. Lots of people mention the eggs as a benefit.
This one's looking at themselves in the mirror right now as we're...
Wants to make sure her feathers are straight.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I find lots of people mention the eggs as a benefit. We hear that the hens eat bugs in the backyard. They're bio recycling partners of getting rid of kitchen and yard waste. But I'm with you. My number one reason for wanting and having hens is because they're great household pets. And they're entertaining, they're intelligent, and they're sociable.
Yeah, we'd actually gotten them as, to help support our garden system here. However, the personalities have just turned out to be a true pleasure.
Yeah, I think that's such a good point. Like
that's not why we got into it, right?
We got into chickens for the composting reason, and it was nice to have some eggs, but the personalities have become like, we weren't anticipating how much personality we were going to get with our little flock.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.